and a snake that I don't know the name of.
Snake called. Tell them, man.
Rexy.
Really? That's a pretty cool name.
Snake's called Rex, isn't it?
Rex or Rexy.
Rex or Rexy, yeah.
Yeah.
My Uncle Max.
Say bye to John. He said no.
Aw.
Welcome back to Not Would John Rather, because unfortunately we've got no Johns again, so it's time for Brothers Bathing again. I hope you're not bored of Nathan. I hope you're not bored of me. If you're bored of me, why are you listening to me? But it's Ian. Sorry?
They say that they're listening because they were hoping it was a repeat of last week.
Oh, that I wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, that's what Mum messaged anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, that does sound like Mother. She doesn't love me very much. Well, that's a very sad way to start it then. I mean, shall I hang up the call and, brother, you just host my podcast with my friends by yourself?
Sure, hang on. No, I've got a better idea. If you stay there
Right.
and we teleport
Okay. Where are we teleporting to?
in time into the future when
Okay.
when one of the Johns is available, but not too far in the future that this podcast has already been aired, because otherwise editing is going to be a real mess up for you.
Yeah, okay,
And
right.
And we wouldn't want that.
Right, punch that button.
Whoa. What are you two doing here?
John, can you put on some clothes, please?
No, the clothes have been outlawed in post-Brexit 2052.
And
Nath, you've overshot it.
oh shit. And why are you holding a jam jar?
Because I'm going to open it.
There's no jam in it.
There's no jam in it.
Shh, don't
That's quite clearly jelly.
don't tell the listeners. Oh, hang on a minute. I've just put two and two together. Is this the episode that aired in early 2020, like episode 94, 95, something like that?
I'm glad you
Yeah,
guessed.
the sounds about right.
If other John had guessed that, it would have been at least 4 episodes out.
But this John did it, so it's only about 2.
Well, while we've got you here, John, do you want to record with us in the good old days before it was less post-Brexit and only a little bit post-Brexit?
Yeah, just let me take my arthritis medicine. I'll be right with you.
Did he say his arthritis medicine? Is that what the jam jar's for?
That's what I call it. Makes me feel young again.
And that sounds like we're ready. Okay, well, as always, after the teleportation, we'll dive right in. I do need to get back to entertaining my friends. They have helped me with questions because it was sprung on me quite suddenly that I'd be asking them. So, would you rather have an orgasm or a baby?
Not gonna lie, orgasm.
It's interesting that it took brother so long to answer because he's got 3 kids. So now with his answer, he's going to have a 4th. You've only got 1.
Well, I've not given birth to any, so...
No, but you know what I mean.
Yes, my son is now a healthy 50... No, 48. My son is now a healthy 48-year-old man.
You've now also got to explain to your son how you wished he was just an orgasm.
No, I'm not talking about would you rather your children were just... I'm talking about now. In the year 2074, or wherever we've teleported to, would you rather have a baby or an orgasm? Or okay, right, for the listener's sake, let's pretend we're back in 2020. Do you remember that far back, John?
Is that when we had hover cars? Is that when they were just coming in?
It was before hover cars, but after hoverboards.
Right, so that was when all of Asia was wiped out by coronavirus.
No, it's slightly before that.
Oh, right, okay. So when somehow
before
Trump dodged
coronavirus,
impeachment.
Before coronavirus, after Australian fires.
2020 was a shit year. Don't even get me started on what happened to all of South America.
It was roughly a week after Edge came back to WWE during the Royal Rumble.
How did you two cope with him leaving again?
I don't know. I'm not close friends with Bono.
Okay. I apologise. My Alzheimer's is kicking in. What was the question again?
Would you rather have an orgasm or a baby?
Baby.
Okay. You've now answered twice. And And Nathan hasn't answered. So final answer, baby.
Orgasm.
For fuck's sake.
If you edit this right, all you're gonna have is John saying, "I'd rather have a baby orgasm."
And that's a little one.
It's called pre-cum.
Is it pre-gasm? Right, okay, right, Nath, you pick one because he can't make his mind up. I don't like the fact that before you answered, you went, so it sounds like you were having one or making the other.
No, I was having a baby.
Oh, okay. I think we've managed to alienate every woman listener now because that's not the kind of noise you'd make when you're having a child.
Well,
Unless you faked it.
You can't. No, you're thinking of orgasms. You can't fake having a baby.
Oh yeah. You can in 2063.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay, right. Get back in the 2020 brain. Okay, brother. Really, we need to get back on track. Orgasm or baby?
I'm gonna go for a baby.
Okay, John, you're having an orgasm.
Yes.
I didn't mean right now.
Ah.
If I had that kind of magic voice, then I'd be a lot more popular than I am.
Yeah. Why
And a lot more people would listen to this podcast if every week it was just me saying, "And now you're having an orgasm."
In 2020, did Barry White have his own podcast? Because I'd so listen to it if he did.
How would he listen to it?
No, I listened to the Barry White podcast.
Wait, was Barry White deaf? No.
Oh, baby.
Blind. Who am I thinking of that was blind?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. Oh, that makes me sound racist, doesn't it?
Ray Charles.
He was a piano player.
Also without the ability to see.
Without the ability to see, probably had a lot of orgasms. So, why would you rather have an orgasm over a baby?
Rephrase that.
Sorry. Why would you choose to rather have an orgasm than have a baby?
Because with the first one, I need one wet wipe, but for the other one, I'd need wet wipes for about 6 years.
Oh, so it's a fiscal thing?
Yes. Financially, one wet wipe is easier on the wallet than forking out for a pack of wet wipes once a week for 6 years. At least.
Also, maybe it's because you have a child already, but how prepared are you for your or with a wet wipe? It seems very posh.
There's not an easy way to answer this, John.
No, how do I answer this without giving you details that you don't need to know?
I mean, you say details I don't need to know. I'm thinking details that not only does the general populace need to know, but also your wife and my mother.
Joke's on you. My wife doesn't listen to the podcast. She doesn't support me.
It's okay. If you're talking about masturbating into something, I'm sure I could persuade her to listen.
I can't get her to do anything. You stand no chance in getting her to do anything. I'm just saying.
But also, you're from 2074, and based on life expectancy, you're shortly going to pass away. And
no, technically, I've already died.
Yeah, technically, you've already died. So I'm hoping she's going to miss you. So this is the one of
to pay my retirement fund that I can't take.
Every time you die, they just bring you back to life just so you can keep working to pay off like loans.
The pension that I won't receive.
Yeah, but
yeah,
pretty much. It's one of the nice things I like about this podcast, that because our life expectancy is worse, our partners will be able to hear our voices like for eternity. Which, let's be honest, they don't want to, but they can. They have the opportunity.
Or a threat.
They have the opportunity. Okay, we're getting nowhere with this. Nathan, why would you rather have a baby?
For the reason that a baby is, I think of the right words. It's more happiness lasts for longer. I had the right phrase in my head. It's gone.
A baby's for life, not just for Christmas.
Yeah. You get longer. This is going to sound weird, whatever way I say it.
Just go for it, mate. We don't judge here.
Longer satisfaction from having a baby than having an orgasm.
Okay. But also, there's not many times that you have an orgasm where you go, I wish it would just stop. And I imagine, I'm not a father, but you both are, which is why I thought this was an appropriate question, or inappropriate, depending on the audience. But if you didn't think it was inappropriate, you've stopped listening, so fuck off. But there's plenty of times with your kids where you're just like, oh, you know what, just go away, just leave, and I don't care.
Okay, so we've all had. Fuck, Mum listens to this. Hi, Mum.
We should rename this podcast. Hi, Mum. We're about to say something that you won't particularly enjoy hearing your son say.
Every parent, yes, has the shit times, the headaches, the just wanting the peace and quiet.
Well, normally, if one of the parents has got a headache, then it doesn't lead to an orgasm.
But you go through all the bad shit of being a parent, but it's all worth it because you are a parent. Having kids is, for me, the greatest thing I've done. Full stop, no questions, easily. But we've all had sexual experiences where we've orgasmed and gone, well, that could have been better, or...
When you say that could have been better, do you mean the orgasm or the person you're having the orgasm with? Because I don't think they'd appreciate being called a that.
No comment.
I don't want to like fluff up Nathan's argument, but if I'm remembering back to 2020, and this is being recorded on the 8th of February, I watched my little boy, just after he moved up swimming class, set off last and still make it from one side of the pool to the other side of the pool before any of the little kids do it. And he looked over to myself and my wife, and I couldn't hear him, but I could see him say it. I did it. I could read his little lips saying I did it, and I never felt so good in all my life.
Now, to be fair,
in a swimming pool full of children.
To be fair, the last time I had an orgasm, I remember looking over at you and your wife and mouthing "I did it" as well. So I don't understand the difference.
It's feeling like that good in a public swimming pool when there's children around. It's, you know, one is a lot more accessible and leaves you feeling brilliant. The other one is really, really looked down upon.
I was about
At least
to say,
it still is in 2095.
I was about to say, but we were also in a public swimming pool, and then you added the kids part, and I went, oh, now I can't make my joke.
That's right, you can't make your joke.
God damn it.
Orgasms are great, but, you know, I think I'm fighting a losing battle because I can't stick to the conviction of like how brilliant kids make you feel when you're doing a good job as a parent.
Yeah. I think this is the first time that both contestants are going to overrule your decision whichever way you make it if you make it wrong.
No, it's fine because I'm going to make it right, and I'm going to rule on the side of orgasms because the question was, would you rather have an orgasm or a child? And if every time you had a child instead of an orgasm, think how overpopulated the world would be, and also think of how many orgasms you've had in your life. Now imagine.
This is called Catholicism. It's been done.
Now imagine having that many children. Like, brother, I understand that you have 3 children. I pause in case I need to delete this. I understand that you've recently started seeing a lady who also has 3 children. Like, 6 children seems like a lot.
No, it's not. It's the perfect amount because you can run his own 5-a-side football team and have a reserve.
Well, my advice for Nathan was that he just needs to have 2 more, buy them all masks so he can teach them music, and he's got the next Slipknot on his hands. Imagine if you had, I mean, I don't know about you guys, I don't know how many orgasms you've had in your life. You've probably not kept count. I have.
7.
So let's see. but could you imagine having that many children?
No, but I'm sure there are some Catholics out there that have probably had more children than orgasms.
Yeah.
And that's not fun.
No, but the question is, I'm asking 2 men. If I was asking 2 women this question, it would be a very different question and answer.
I mean, it doesn't matter what we say, because you made your mind up.
As you're being very pedantic, it would be exactly the same question, but a very different answer.
True, but orgasms win.
Nathan, I told you it doesn't matter what you do on this show. He's already hedged his bets.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
And he wonders why we go rogue when he lets us record podcasts without him.
I know.
You didn't go rogue. You didn't go.
Some people.
Anyway,
You better
It's,
buckle up for the next rogue recording.
Yeah. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
well, I managed to fix
The
it.
kids still say that in 2020?
Do we? This is now when we do. It's been a long time. Suggestion of the week. Well, it's coming up to Valentine's Day. If you two don't have one,
It's been abolished in my
No.
timeline.
yeah, no, I agree. It should be abolished. It's ridiculous. It's a commercial success for no reason. If I want to show my partner I love them, I do it as often as possible, not just one day of the year. But based
Is this
on
leading to question number one?
based on what was just discussed, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Wrap it before you stack it.
Stack it?
Yeah,
That lingo's passed me by, I'm afraid.
yeah, that's because you're old.
One
Oh.
second.
Don't be like that.
I was leaning towards going for the child route, but the idea of having a child instead of an orgasm scares me.
Also, is Nathan asking for permission later if he can stack it?
What am I stacking?
It.
And how high?
I mean, you're a his cock, so I imagine quite high. Anyway, so question 2, it's leading on from the first question, but not quite. So, would you rather that you had a talking baby or a talking pet?
There needs to be some supplementary answers for this.
You can tell he's not a parent, can't you?
Yeah.
I'm talking about you can understand your pet from day 1 until day 0, and you can understand your child from day 1 until day 0. Day zero with a child being until it can actually talk.
But the thing is, there's gradients to them being able to talk.
Yeah. I'm going to go with talking pet because I'm assuming that once child reaches normal talking age, we can understand them anyway.
Yeah, which is about 18 months to 2 years as far as my understanding goes. Like coherent sentences.
Yeah. So you're saying I get to talk and understand my pet,
Just one.
just one.
Have you more than one pet?
So yeah, I'm sticking with pet. Going to be able to talk to my dog.
He's gonna ignore your question, John.
That's fine. I would
What's
too.
that?
He said you have more than one pet.
I have a dog, snake, and some fish.
Oh, mate. Which you got to tell me which one you want to listen to.
I want to listen to the dog.
Oh man, I think the snake would have some choice things to say.
But I think Ruben would be more useful.
Talking dog and taking him out on the walk, and he goes, "Dad, by the way, he's a bit of a dick. Watch out." Or
Dad, I've
I
seen a
think-
cat. Dad, I've seen a cat. Dad, there's a cat over there. Dad, there's a cat.
yeah, I think in some instances it would be like having a hyperactive like toddler with 101 questions. Like when he gets up and he wants to go out and then he goes back. At least I can work out whether he actually wants to go out or he's just being a dick. That would help out a lot.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
please wake
get
up,
that.
please wake up. Why? I want attention. Oh, fuck off! I'm going back to sleep. Or please wake up. I need to piss. I need to piss. If you don't wake up now, I'm pissing everywhere, and not on the lilo, on the carpet.
Yeah.
The Lilo.
Lino,
Yeah.
Nathan, how many inflatable beds do you keep in your house?
a lot. You've not been here yet.
That's true.
But
On the flip side, I'd rather understand what a newborn wanted and needed, because there's the 3 fundamental things that a newborn wants, which is food, cuddles, and sleep. That's all they want. If there's anything,
And poo,
That's,
they
changing.
just do it. They just do it. It's fine.
Yeah, but they need changing. They cry when they need changing.
Do you not keep on top of that? Do you not do the sniff check?
I mean, I don't have a child, so
So you don't do the sniff check. Okay, so there's 4. So there's needs to go for a sleep, needs feeding, needs changing, and then needs attention. Anything outside of that, so if there's like a medical issue, if they're not feeding particularly well, that would be a nice thing to sort of get at least some sort of heads up on about before it turns into, oh my god, my child's turned purple, I need to take her to A&E now. Father, I'm feeling a little bit disturbed, and my innards are not feeling quite as they should.
Oh
Right,
no,
son,
sorry,
get-
I forgot to add in. By the way, time to alienate another audience. But both
Oh.
both of these occasions, they have a Brummy accent.
Oh no,
I think
There are-
that would.
there are no
really
winners to this
hard.
question.
What was that, Nath?
I think the Brummy accent would suit my dog perfectly.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, there are no winners to this question. Unless my child would just start shouting by order of the Peaky fucking Blinders at nursery, that'd be the best thing in the world. I'm taking this row by the order of the Peaky fucking Blinders.
This is my milk.
Just start shaking down the other kids for dummies and rusk biscuits.
Here, Dad, something's fucking wrong with me head.
That's Scouse.
That's definitely Scouse.
That's definitely
I
Scouse.
can't do accents. I tried.
You just got to sound like you're depressed even if you won the lottery. I won the lottery today. I'm really excited about it.
I'm wearing a bustier and driving a dinkum digger.
There you go. You've got it.
Here, Dad, I think me shits are a bit green.
Father, shit me britches. There we go. I know what's going on now, don't I?
Dad, can I eat this kebab that I just found in the fucking bush?
That's-
what Ruben would say. But he wouldn't ask. He'd just eat it.
You just do it.
Yeah, it'd just be more like, here, Dad, look at this fucking kebab.
See, I've never seen like or never heard of a hyperactive Brummy, but my dog is very hyper, so it would just be nice for the change. So just imagine a Brummy going, tennis ball, tennis ball, tennis ball, tennis ball, tennis ball, tennis ball.
Tennis ball. I fucking
Tennis
love
ball.
walks. I love walking. Can we go for another walk, Dad? Your kids are pissing me the fuck off.
I don't know which one more.
Dry food again? Are you fucking kidding me?
Do I want a son that's going to shake down the nursery and start running rackets, or do I want a mentally challenged dog?
Oh no, you can't call Brums mentally challenged. They're verbally
I
challenged.
don't know. If I had a brain surgeon turn up to me and say, "Look, I'm going to give you some life-changing surgery," and he came out with a thick Brummy accent, I'd be like, "No, I'd rather take my chances with brain cancer."
There was definitely like a research done into it, and people with certain dialects were less trusted as like surgeons and doctors and things.
Imagine having a Geordie doing brain surgery.
I trust a Geordie more than a Brum.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I'd 100% let Scotty T cut my leg open.
Okay.
Motherfucking shoe cider, innit? Okay, give me more arguments.
In 2046, Peaky Blinders takes over all of Birmingham, and it gets turned into a massive set. So I'm using sorry to use a bit of the future lingo on you these days. But
Wait. So the actors of Peaky Blinders overthrow the Birmingham,
all of Birmingham. Yeah.
council, and they overtake it and reclaim it as like a new sovereignty.
It's not so much an overthrowing, but it's like a coup. Birmingham gains such worldwide infamy that Tommy Shelby, what's his actual name?
Killian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah, Cillian Murphy changes his name to Tommy Shelby by default.
Cillian Murphy's beautiful.
Yeah, his eyes, you could swim in those deep pools of blue. But that's not the point. Cillian Murphy changes his name to Tommy Shelby in 2043, and by 2047 there's a people's revolt and there's a bit of a coup, and all of Birmingham reverts back to 1900.
It's interesting it's called a revolt because the accent's revolting.
But anyway, I digress.
Anyway, so pet or kid?
That's your decision, mate.
I'm waiting for more arguments. I'm torn. I'm Natalie and Bruglia on this situation.
Natalie Creme Brulee.
Yeah.
I have fairly interesting conversations with little man at the moment. Like, he asked me, like, what is colour? And you're trying to describe, like, and you're like, oh.
That's
Imagine
because-
someone's got even less concept trying to
See,
explain things.
I think having a kid that can formulate words and chat to you from day one when they've got no understanding, it's gonna mess up the whole thing of being a parent and the sort of the growth rate. So they'll be able to sit, they still shit themselves, but they can tell you they've done it.
That's exactly what I can do to you right now in my 90s.
Yeah,
Nathan,
but
guess what?
Yeah, no, John, you're about to tell us that you've shit yourself. We get it.
Correct. Isn't that
no,
useful? Now you can go and get the nurse.
But you can already talk. No, I think I'm going to go on the side of pets because I was genuinely going into this question thinking that as a non-parent, those 18 months of bliss of knowing what's wrong, because as much as I not necessarily judge, but those new parents that panic at everything, it's like, oh, come on, they're going to be fine. Like, kids are fine. Like, they bounce. That's the best thing about children. Don't worry about it. But it's 18 months and then they're fine. A dog's with you for 10, 15, 20 years. I've got cats. I'd love to know what they were thinking. I know what they're thinking is, if you for 1 second ignore me, I'm going to kill you in your sleep. But you've got that for their entire lives. And they never get that opportunity to share their feelings with you, whereas humans do. So yeah, no, I think pet.
Okay, so the third question you're going to ask us is going to be something and child, and you're going to vote against child again.
No.
I think you've got some issues you need to talk through, especially with your 6 children that are in their 50s by now.
Kids, if you're listening to this, fuck you. You've had enough out of me. No, my third question is actually nothing to do with children, unless you want it to be, and I really hope you don't. Would you rather murder someone or be murdered?
I'd rather murder someone because what are they going to put me away for? Life. That's about another 6 months, isn't it? And while I'm here, I don't have to go to work.
Well, no, because you're living in 2020.
No.
Remember, we're pretending you're answering the questions in 2020.
Right. Well, at least if I'm in prison, I don't have to watch the reanimation of Joseph Stalin and the Red Army take flight once more.
But surely they'd take control of the prison that you're in. They're probably
no, because they drafted a load of men in, and being incarcerated meant I skipped the draft, so I wasn't enlisted. So that'd be quite nice.
Brother?
Well, I've been left with being murdered. I mean, it's hard to hype up yourself being killed, to be honest.
But if anyone can do it, I'm sure you can. No pressure.
Yeah, you're acting like John. Come on, be Nathan.
I think it would be. So I'm trying to work out whether it would be kinder on my family.
I mean, it depends on how you were.
I mean, I don't think I've ever done anything that would warrant me being murdered.
You threw me down the stairs.
Like I said, I don't think I've ever done anything that would warrant me being murdered.
What if it was to protect someone, though?
What do you mean?
Well,
if I was murdered so someone else could be protected from me, or I was murdered to protect someone else, I'll take the second one.
I mean, the fact that the first one you went to was you were murdered, so you didn't kill anyone, is worrying.
Well, it seemed like that's what you were suggesting. So
I was 100% didn't even think of the first one, but that's where your mind went. So let's explore that more, but maybe with a therapist at a different time.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the infamy, because when there's ever a murder in the world we live in today in 2020, and it has been since forever, people remember the murderers and not the murderees.
The victims.
I think murderees is a better word.
Okay. That makes it sound more feminine. Like a murderee is like a female victim.
Fine then. La murderee.
Oh, but maybe it's murderee and murderette.
No, a murderette's the thing that you walk down the street doing the baton with, isn't it?
What? You cut out.
It doesn't matter.
I just don't think you were listening.
I just said a murderette is the thing you walk down the street to.
With a baton.
No, you've lost me.
Never mind. Anyway, so it's being murdered. I'm only really going to be remembered by the people close to me, which, if I'm honest, that's all I want. I don't want to be famous for anything other than just being who I am.
Oh, okay.
So fuck your podcast.
Fuck you, listeners.
No, but even with the podcast, just nice, being who you are, not this famous for the sake of being famous or anything like that. I don't want the infamy. And let's be honest, being famous for being a murderer isn't the one, is it?
No, I do wonder how much like these TV shows, like all these, and let's be honest, mostly women are obsessed with these murder TV shows and things. Like, is it Tim Bundy? Joe Bundy? What's his name? Ted Bundy. There's so many TV shows and movies being made about him. Wasn't there one with Zac Efron?
Yeah.
How much money goes to his family, do you reckon, for using his name in his story? Like,
there must be some sort of like royalty or
yeah, and that's sick. Like, yeah, his family aren't to blame, but there's money being made off it.
Unless there's a clause where it has to go to charity or to the victims' families or something like that.
Oh yeah, in that case, I'm totally for it.
Yeah. So if that's the case, but there's still.
But at that point, surely the murderees are the ones that have done more. Like they've given their life for it, multiple.
Well, they haven't given it. It's been taken, hasn't it?
Well, yeah. But that's the same as I've never liked the phrase taking someone's virginity. That sounds far too aggressive. Like, surely a virginity should be given and not taken, but you never say, oh, she gave me her virginity.
Well, no, because you're in your 30s now and you don't see many 16, 17, 18-year-olds.
Also, you're engaged, so stop this behaviour.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. You know what I mean. John, any more to say about it?
We probably took the nicest thing you've said on this podcast and just shat all over it.
Yeah. John, tell me more about why you want to kill.
Because it stops the voices in my head from screaming at me every day and night, every waking second.
Anyone in particular you want to kill, or just...
Oh, I think according to your timeline, they've not been born yet, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Basically, he's the next Justin Bieber, but worse.
So, Canadian
He's not
pop,
Canadian.
Canadian
He's
pop
not.
star.
No, he's not from Canada. He's from Florida.
From Birmingham.
Oh, I was going to say Florida, but no, Birmingham. Yeah, maybe.
Imagine a full-on pop star, and when they talk, they've just got a Brummy accent.
I'm sure they exist.
His name is Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne doesn't talk.
And also, he's a rock star, not a pop star.
Sorry, my aged ears heard incorrectly. My apologies.
That's fine.
It was your statement.
No, I think you find it was your statement.
You said it was the next Justin Bieber.
Judge's rule.
Yeah, Nate, it was your statement.
But unless Justin Bieber and Ozzy Osbourne make the same music, the point still stands.
2033, they did a collab. Everyone thought Ozzy was dead, but no, he was just retired.
I'd love to hear that. So I hope I live long enough to hear that.
And to be fair, I reckon it'd be quite a good song.
Yeah.
Paranoid Baby.
Oh, I'm really stuck. I need you both to give me a closing argument to help.
Right. It's survival of the fittest, isn't it?
Okay.
I couldn't see myself honestly in cold blood murdering someone. But if it came down to it, and it was either be a victim or take whatever chance you had to come out the other end of it, I'd do my best to come out the other end of it. I probably wouldn't be happy with what I'd done, but I know that if someone was going to try and end my life, I would do my utmost to survive and pull through. And if that involved like slapping a motherfucker, then I'd do it.
Brother?
I've got 3 very good reasons to sacrifice myself if needed.
I'm hoping all 3 of those are your children.
Yes. And just to point out, if you do not choose my argument, you are the shittest uncle in the world.
Well, I am going to go with being the murdered purely because I was guilt-tripped into it. Because I think that's the thing that was missed out by John. I would happily kill if I was forced into that situation, and I don't think I'd bat an eyelid. I wouldn't kill in cold blood, like you said, but if I was forced into that situation in a defence for someone I loved, not even for me, I think for me I'd probably just let it happen. Just a long sleep.
Why sacrifice yourself when you can stab someone in the neck?
True, but I think I would rather sacrifice myself for a loved one than kill for a loved one.
The only time I'm sacrificing myself is in a zombie apocalypse.
Well, we'll find out if you're going to sacrifice yourself. It's my birthday in a couple of weeks, folks. We've just set up a Patreon, so donate some money so we can put it towards the podcast, and definitely not the zombie survival thing that we're planning for my birthday. Joking aside, we won't use the money for that, but we also might, because apparently they also, other than the basic package, sell assault rifles and riot shields that you can upgrade to on the day, and I can 100% see a certain friend buying 2 fully automatic assault rifles, and also see another friend buying 2 riot shields.
I'm going to be so broke by the end of that weekend. John,
Yeah.
You can't keep the 50 cal, but I want it so bad.
Just buying a grenade that just explodes and BB pellets come firing out from all directions.
I'm going to make my own claymores.
Amazing. Thank you to all of you people that listen. Please tell your friends about it. Me and my brother have not been John, and John's been John. So have a good week. Happy Valentine's Day. But anyway, we've got a Patreon. We've recently put up all of our episodes on YouTube. WJR is what the channel's called. Please subscribe to that. There's a Facebook fan group. It's all just so all you listeners can give us feedback, so we know what we're doing right, we know what we're doing wrong. We're coming up to 100 episodes, and we do this as a hobby, and we never think we're going to become famous. We never think we're going to make a career out of this, but we do it for fun. For those of you that listen, I know we've got a lot of listeners in America, and
Are they really?
yeah, no, genuinely, our main listenership is in America. I'm sure it's California.
Oh, dude, we're cool with the hipsters.
Wait, where's my phone gone?
I followed with John Arthur before it was cool. Anyway, if there's people out there that would like to pose a question to us, just drop us a line via many of the ways you can, and we'll put it out there.
We can guarantee that if someone messages in or puts forward a question, it will not be one of the ones we use to sabotage Matt's editing, and we will answer it.
Yeah, I know, I'd appreciate that. So, statistics of all episodes currently published. United Kingdom is 47% of listenership. United States is 42% of listenership. But when you go to cities, San Jose is without a doubt the biggest listenership. So shout out to San Jose. Boardman in Oregon, you are number 2. Once again, absolutely smashing the shit out of everyone else. It drops down then, and then Mountain View in California, you listen quite a lot. Then it's Paradise in Nevada. I'm assuming it's pronounced Paradise, maybe Paradise. And then at number 5 of all-time listener cities, it's Lee in Staffordshire. So whoever it is, because I don't know if I know anyone in Staffordshire, but thank you.
You just said it was Lee in Staffordshire.
No, not a person called Lee. It's a place called Lee.
Oh, okay.
Out of 338 total cities, San Jose has got 17% in California with 400 listens.
I reckon what they do is they just pipe us through the Oak Hill Funeral Home and Memorial Park in San Jose, just on just repeaters like background noise.
just to make sure no one else wakes up.
Just white noise. Just a bit of background.
It goes Lee, Staffordshire, Sale, England, then it goes Graysonville, Maryland, then it goes Bologna in Emilia Romagna, which is in Italy, and then it's Bradford, then it's Manchester. We can keep going. Okay, after that it's quite a lot. But
I'm not going to lie, I literally just thought it was people we knew that listened to this, mainly Mum.
No, genuinely, if I look at all time, we've had 3,500 listens since we published this podcast. Like, the last episode alone, it's not anything to boast about, but we've had 10 people listen to the episode, 2 in Hatfield in England, 1 in Mountain View, California, 1 in Newbury, England, 1 in Sale, England, 1 in Istanbul, 1 in Yakutsk, and 1 in New Brighton, Minnesota.
Nice.
Last 10 episodes.
Just want to give out a shout out to the San Jose Sharks.
We've had people listening in Sarasota, in Florida. We've had people listening in Holland.